The only thing better than a fraction is a fraction in a fraction. These are called complex fractions, and to figure out how to simplify them, we'll solve these three examples today. Beginning with this example. In this fraction, the numerator has its own fraction that has a denominator of 3. In the denominator, we also have a fraction that has a denominator of 3. So if we multiplied the top and the bottom of the fraction by 3, we would be able to get rid of those denominators. And of course, multiplying by 3 over 3 is the same as multiplying by 1, so we're perfectly allowed to do this. So by simply multiplying the top and bottom by that common denominator of 3, we'll be able to get rid of those pesky fractions. 1/3 times 3 is 1, and 4 times 3 is 12. In the denominator, 3 times 3 is 9, and 2/3 times 3 is 2. But don't forget it's subtraction, so we have minus 2 in the denominator. Again, we just multiplied the top by 3 and the bottom by 3 in order to get rid of those denominators. And now you can see we don't have a complex fraction anymore. In the numerator, we have 13, and in the denominator, we have 7. And that fraction is fully simplified. If you want to write it as a mixed number, 7 goes into 13 once with 6 left over, so it would be 1 6/7. This next example is a little trickier because in the numerator, we have a fraction with a denominator of 2, and in the denominator, we have a fraction with a denominator of 3. So multiplying by 2 over 2 would get rid of this pesky fraction, but it wouldn't get rid of this one. And if we multiplied by 3 over 3, a similar thing would happen. But if we multiply by 2 over 2 and 3 over 3, not only will we get rid of this denominator that's in the top of the fraction, but we'll also get rid of this denominator that's in the bottom of the fraction. Now, multiplying by 2 and 3 is the same as multiplying by 6, so I'll just write it like that. Multiply by 6 over 6. 6 is a common multiple of 2 and 3, so this is going to clean up the whole thing. In the numerator, 1/2 of 6 is 3, and -5 times 6 is -30. In the denominator, 2/3 of 6 is 4, and 4 times 6 is 24. And just like that, we have cleaned this fraction up. In the numerator, we have 3 minus 30, which is -27, and in the denominator, we have 28, and this fraction is fully simplified. Finally, our last example. We could take the same strategy as the last one, multiply by 9 over 9 and 6 over 6 to get rid of those two different denominators, and that's the same as multiplying by 54 over 54, since 9 times 6 is 54. This will work, but 54 is not the least common multiple of 9 and 6. So if we did it this way, we'd end up having to reduce our fraction at some point. So that works fine, it's reliable, it works, but you might notice that 18 is a much smaller multiple of both 9 and 6. So if we multiply by that least common multiple, 18 over 18, it will cancel out those denominators, and it will make our work just a little bit easier. 18 divided by that 9 will give you 2. Multiply that by 5, and we get 10. 18 times 1 is just 18. In the denominator, 18 times 4 is going to be 72, and then 18 multiplied by -1/6 is -3. Then in the numerator, we have 28, and in the denominator, we have 69. And this fraction is fully simplified, and that's how you simplify complex fractions. All you have to do is multiply the top and bottom by a common multiple of those troublesome denominators. It doesn't have to be the least common multiple, but it's nice if it is. Thanks for watching, and let me know in the comments if you have any questions.